Hello, I'm Lisette, and I'm here to read this book, Inspired Evidence, written by Bruce Malone and Judy Von Vett. It's a daily devotional that goes on for a whole year, and last time I read it was December 29, and it's January 1st of a whole new year. So, unfortunately, I was going through some stuff, traveling and whatnot, and I haven't read for the past 3 days. So I'm gonna do that today. I hope you don't get tired or bored, or if you do, regardless, you'll stop watching the video, right? Anyhow, I'm gonna read December 30, December 31, and January 1st. And then I'll chat a little bit at the end. So December 30, inspired by Christian truth. The reading goes like this. Many people have come to believe that hell is just a fictitious fantasy, yet Jesus referred to this as a very real place dozens of times. So just what or where is hell? Many theologians define hell as the total and complete absence of God. Even though we refer to things happening here on earth in terms of hell on earth, or war is hell, it is readily apparent that God's presence and guiding hand is at work all around us. It is a frightening idea, the concept of the total removal of God's presence. This is because God is love. Thus, hell will be the total removal of love from our existence. So why would God allow this? For love to exist, there must be freedom. You cannot force your children or spouse to love you. They must have the freedom to walk away or stay. God gives us the same freedom, yet the marvel of God's love is that He continues to love us even when we turn our back on Him. But once we die, our decision of whether or not to love God has ended. At that point, God will grant us our desire, and there are only two choices. 1. Accept what He has done to bring us back into fellowship with Himself by accepting the death of Jesus as payment for our rebellion. 2. Live our lives for ourselves, our desires, our comfort, and our own good works. If we choose option 2, God will indeed grant us our wish, and we will be forever separated from the presence of perfect love. We ourselves, not God, will have cast ourselves into hell. What do you think about that? What? The scripture of the day was Hebrews 9:27. And as it is appointed unto man once to die, but after this the judgment. What? Okay, that was this. Now let's move on to read December 31st, which was the last day of the year. It's inspired by biology. It reads, how did kangaroos get to Australia if they disembarked the Ark in Turkey after Noah's flood ended? Noah's flood began when the fountains of the deep burst forth. Massive volcanism and rapid continental movement during the flood would have increased the ocean water temperature. Higher ocean temperatures would have resulted in increased evaporation, thus providing the moisture for the massive snowfalls driving the Ice Age. These were the conditions upon the earth immediately following the flood. Michael Oard, in his book Frozen in Time, has calculated it took 500 years for the ice to build up and 200 years for it to melt back. Enormous amounts of water became locked up in glaciers and ice sheets. This would have lowered the ocean levels, and animals could have easily migrated across the land bridges to Australia and to North America. As the Ice Age ended, the sea levels rose hundreds of feet, and the land bridges were flooded, sealing the unique animal life of Australia, such as kangaroos, onto the island. The Ice Age and animals migrating off the Ark to all parts of the world are not a mystery. These things are direct consequences of a real worldwide flood and true biblical history. That's that. The scripture for that day was 2 Samuel 7:10. Moreover, I will appoint a place for my people Israel, and will plant them, that they may dwell in a place of their own and move no more. Yes, and the last day, that was the last day. But then there's another reading. I'm not going to read all this, but if you get this book, then it's got that and this page. And then the rest of the pages are references and an index. But I started reading this book in March of last year, 2024. And so I'm going to continue reading to complete the playlist I have going on for the book, for the daily devotional. I want to complete the playlist. It's a daily, so I'm going to read for the next couple more months, and then I'm done reading the book. So, yes, I'm going to now read January 1st, which is today. Happy New Year, by the way. Inspired by Christian truth. The evolution/creation debate is similar to debating the existence of air. No matter how much evidence we put forward as to the existence of air, the person refusing to acknowledge air's existence would reject the evidence and propose some alternative explanation. Yet, the person denying the existence of air is breathing air and using air to transmit his denial of air's existence. In a similar way, evolution is simply a story to explain the existence of everything while denying the existence of a creator. Those who believe in evolution make truth claims. Random processes such as mutations filtered by natural selection created all biological life. Yet the very existence of truth depends upon the biblical concept that truth exists. If we are just gas molecules that turned into stars, that turned into elements, that turned into organic molecules, that turned into single-celled organisms, that turned into fish, that turned into land animals, that turned into ape-like creatures, that turned into people, then truth is a nonsensical concept. How could hydrogen glass learn to think? How could truth be true if it happened by accident or chance? Why should one activity be considered wrong and another activity be considered right? Thus, those claiming that evolution is the truth, in reality have to rely upon a biblical concept of the existence of truth to make their argument that the Bible cannot be true. It's all going in a circle, isn't it? So that concludes the reading, but there's a biblical, oops, my nail. Biblical, a verse. Proverbs 1:20. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying. That is very deep. Hope you guys like this 3-day, 1 video reading. Anyhow, that's that. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to go back to the daily instead of skipping a few days. In the past, I've done, since I started reading the book, like there's been 2 other times where I missed reading it daily. One, when was it? Oh yeah, one was when my father passed away last year in April. So I went like a whole week. I couldn't read. I mean, I wasn't in the mood. I wasn't in a right state of mind, and I was traveling and whatnot. So then when I was able to read, then I read, like, I did a video for a whole week of the reading. And then the other time I forgot, but I know there was another time. And then now for New Year's. Anyhow, how was your New Year's, guys? It was great, huh? Did you guys drink too much or stayed home? I live in a small, tiny town, and we have like 7 cops. And I saw the blue lights go on like no other night before in a while. Because, yeah, they were pulling people over. I partied at my neighbor's. It was great. And that was that. Nothing biggie because, yeah, it's just another year and I'm grateful every day. So it was just another day. It's just a brand new year. By the way, the moon is so beautiful. Today is a crescent moon. So pretty, like a banana. And so what else has happened? Oh yeah, today I was kind of binging on this YouTuber's videos. She used to be a mortician, and so she's got like a little playlist on a diary of a mortician, she calls it. And it's just a bunch of random stories of what she all saw in that industry. Let me see if I can remember the most crazy ones that she said. Maybe I can do a video separate on that. Anyways, it was just crazy. Like, she embalmed from the body of a baby, how hard that was to do. From the most disgusting embalming, which was a guy got in a motorcycle wreck, didn't have a helmet, and they have to like place a plastic and wax and basically frame the face, make a sculpture basically, and then makeup and all that. It was pretty too much. And then what's the one story that I wanted to share also? Yeah, the funeral director where she worked, he was so cheap, and it's so crazy how all the cuts, he would do, like, if you decide to get cremated in that place, I guess he was burning 3 bodies at once and then mixing up all the ashes. Of course, were all mixed up, and giving the ashes to the family back. Basically, you weren't getting just your loved one's ashes, you were getting 2 other people's ashes. So that's what happens if you choose to go cheap and get all your funeral arrangements done in the hood. So yeah, now I'm debating whether do I want to be embalmed or cremated, because it is rather disgusting nonetheless to think about. Even the conversations she heard co-workers have. For example, these were males. They were embalming, I guess, some very pretty female, young girl. And they were talking about her body. Oh, I would totally do her, this and that. And yeah, it was just pretty insane. That was all I wanted to say, I guess. Have a great day. God bless you. And I will be back tomorrow reading the book Inspired Evidence. Bye.